All right, let's talk a little bit about this. You've seen the smash and grab stuff from the West Coast. It's just terrifying. So let's take you out to San Francisco area, the Bay Area, on Monday, at a place called the Estates Consignment Store. It must have had some pretty nice stuff because a group of smash and grab bandits ran into the consignment store. The front door is always locked, but on surveillance tape, apparently a woman seems to have been opening the door, was allowed in, and then held the door open for the group. They came in. Next thing you know, they're going to loot the place until somebody steps in.
They came in with sledgehammers in their hands. They beelined for the jewelry display cases, but a guy who works there had a gun. His name is Albert Marque. He's worked there since 2007. Thankfully, he stepped, look at him on the left-hand side of your screen with his gun.
That's it.
And then they were terrified and they left, Brian.
Let's listen to what he had to say.
I showed him my gun and I told him to stop it. I have a gun. They ran because they saw my gun and I was, serious about it. They panicked and they ran out. I didn't want to shoot anybody, right? But I have to make a statement. Too many bad things happened. Stores get robbed left and right.
They could have taken up to $1,000, Lawrence. It didn't even matter. These guys turn and go the other way. I just hope all his permits and everything was done so he doesn't end up in trouble.
You know, I want to meet Albert because I think that his position on this, what he did, is how a lot of folks in America are feeling. It's not just the smash and grabs. It's people homes being broken into. I mean, it's just a lack of respect for the law and human decency. And what these people don't understand, these social justice warriors, is these aren't just poor people that are going and stealing things. This is a part of a criminal enterprise. Right. These people loot, they steal, and then they give it over and turn it online and resell this stuff. Yeah. Not to say it would have been justified if they were poor, but it's just it's a part. There's a larger conversation that needs to be happening about the large plan of selling all this stuff online.
Right. You know, Lawrence, and it sounds like the gun, he pulled the gun as a last resort, because normally he has in the store, and you saw it at the end of that interview, he has his German Shepherd with him. But on that day, on Monday, the German Shepherd was at the groomer, and so he didn't have the dog, and so he used the gun, it was very effective.
Did y'all see that video of the lady walking out of the door? They said the staff believes that the woman seen on surveillance video might have been in on it.
Right.
They explained that she walked in before the attempted heist and then looked up at the cameras while on the phone the entire time. The store's front door is always locked until visitors are let in, and she appeared to hold it open and kind of go out slowly so they could get in, and they rushed in right after her. The guy who had the gun, he said he escaped from the U.S. He escaped to the U.S. from communist Romania and is disappointed with the current climate. He said that we beg the politicians to help us, small businesses, and help communities all over California. He said the police, he did say the police were there in 30 seconds, so he was applauding them.
That's the deal. The police can only do so much. I want to talk with some of the folks because I've been talking with them about some of the crime facing the country. One of my new friends here, she lives in Florida part-time, but she also lives in Chicago, and she's been seeing it all. We were talking before the commercial break, and at one point of time, it was just the south side of Chicago where all the crime was.
Correct.
Now it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It was the south side, west side, and now it's everywhere. 2 blocks from our house, we're on the north side, there was a person shot to death. It's just terrible what's going on, and the smash and grabs and the throwing people out of their cars, carjacking is just horrendous.
What do you think is causing this?
Well, I think, first of all, it's our mayor. We thought Lori Lightfoot was bad. This one's worse. Yeah. And he said, we don't call it crime. Yeah. And we don't call them mobsters. We call them people that need help. Yeah. Is this amazing? Now, they take and they smash and grab, and they, like on Michigan Avenue, half the stores are closed.
It's incredible. They said that they wanted to reimagine it all. And this goes back to the conversation about policing. I was talking with one of my other friends right here, and you say it's all about law enforcement here, and they don't want law enforcement.
correct. I mean, when you start running your campaigns talking about defund the police, reimagine the police, what would we expect the outcome to be?
Yeah.
I mean, it's common sense at that point.
I think you're a common sense guy. Another common sense guy, you see his thin blue lion hat, but he used to be in New York City where he was a cop.
Suffolk County Police.
Okay, sir. All right, so tell me, why the demonization of cops now? Was it like that back in the day when you were patrolling?
There was a lot of respect then.
What's happening?
No respect, no disregard for everything.
Do you think there is a link between the demonization of law enforcement and the rise in crime?
Yes. Yes, I do.
How do we fix this issue?
Law and order. You do the crime, you got to do the time.
And what do you think, and who do you think is the best candidate on a national level to give us law and order?
It's going to be Trump, probably.
Okay. All right. Well, so you hear that in the free state of Florida, it's clear that they support law enforcement. You know, Ron DeSantis is actually giving bonuses to people that want to move to the great state of Florida if they've been demonized in other states.
Do you know that just back that woman was talking about Chicago? Do you know that mayor will not put on the ballot to remove sanctuary city status and put it on the ballot whether people could vote for it? Because almost everybody in Chicago wants to get rid of it. He would not put it on the ballot. He's making sure that people don't have a choice. It stays.
City council voted it down.
That's unbelievable.
It is indeed. All right, Lawrence, thank you very much for talking to the folks down in Fort Myers.
Lawrence.
Thanks, fam.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.